Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very unusual, very special version of Morte D'Arthur. I don't usually scope this stuff on the weekend, but hello, everyone, come in. As I was saying, I don't usually do this stuff at the weekend, but I'm in the process of uploading a stack of episodes onto the website and discovered, shock horror, that I don't have season 2 episodes 18 or 19 on my hard drive. So we need to re-record it. So here I am. So hello Katana, hello Darby, hello Noel, hello Ashley, hello Tara, hello Kathy. Hello all of you, lovely folk. I wasn't expecting to be doing this, but hey, here I am. So this is from season 2 of Morte D'Arthur, which actually I think for a lot of you guys, you weren't around for when we did season 2. Well, I've had coffee. It's just gone midday here, Kathy. So brew yourself up a pot of coffee, and we'll cover the duel of Balin and Balan. And to give you all a recap then of where we are, or where we were months ago when we did this tale. Hello. When we did this tale, we were telling the tale of the knight with the two swords, Sir Balin, and what happened. Sir Balin is perhaps the most noble knight in all the realm, and yet that nobility came at a serious cost. For because he was the most noble knight in all the realm, he could relieve a curse that was placed upon a damsel who came to King Arthur's court. She was cursed to always carry with her a sword and scabbard attached by her side, and only the most noble land in all the realm could remove it. The most noble man in all the realm, Sir Balin, did successfully remove it, but in doing so, he placed a curse upon himself. For what that woman did not reveal was that the man who removed that sword would lay down a stroke that would cause not only his own destruction, but the destruction of the man that he held most dear. Since then, we have followed Balin as he has struggled with this curse, trying desperately to overcome it, to not slay the man he holds most dear, not even knowing who that person is. He's been aided by Merlin, he's gone off on quests, he's found the spear that killed Christ and used it to slay a castle, he's caused the destruction of an entire kingdom by accident. Wherever Balin goes, death and sorrow seems to follow. And now, tired, battered, weary, he's come to a court where he has been asked to face off against a knight who's been guarding a castle full of women. And Balin, weary, tired, has agreed without really asking why he's been asked to do any of this. One of the knights there in the castle, seeing Balin in a state of disrepair, has given him his shield. So, carrying this shield with him, and now he's not recognisable as Sir Balin of the Round Table. No, he's just another knight riding towards a castle, and from that castle Balin can see coming out of red, and he's readying himself to fight. Ladies and gents, this was the climax of Morte D'Arthur. Let's join in for the fight between Balin and Balan. Then, before Balin he saw come riding all red, with the knight in the same colour. When this knight in red beheld Balan, he thought it should be his own brother, because he carried two swords. But by course he did not recognise the emblem on the shield, and so deemed it to be another. And so these two knights, brothers, neither one recognising each other, Balin and Balan, they readied their spears, readied their horses, and drove them across the field, coming together marvellously fast together. They smote each other in the shields, and their horse and man, and they both lay on the ground in a swoon. But Balin, bruised sore with the fall of his horse, he was already weary, was not the first to rise. It was in fact his brother Balan who rose, drew his sword, came towards Balin, and smote against him. His sword went through Balin's shield. He went and raised the shield again, smote it through, readied against his helm. But Balin smote again, drawing his sword now, that unhappy sword, and well nigh felled his brother Balan. And so they rose again, fended off against each other, came back, and Balin looked up at the castle and saw at the towers ladies watching. And so those two knights, Balin and Balan, went unto battle again, wounded each other dolefully, and they breathed oft times. And so in the battle all the place about them was red with blood. And at time there was none of them both, but they had either smitten each other 7 great wounds, so that any of those wounds might have caused the death of the mightiest giant in the world. But for Balin and Balan, they fought on, going to battle again marvellously, so that it was doubt to hear the battle, and there was great blood shedding, and their hauberks became unnailed, and they were naked down every side. And at last did Balin, the younger brother, himself down. Then said Balin the Savage, "What knight are you? For before now I had never found a knight who could match me." "My name is," said he, "Balan, brother unto the good knight Balin." "Alas," said Balin, "that I should ever see this day." And he fell back in a swoon. Then Balin rose on all 4 feet and hands, and pulled off the helm of his brother. And even then he might not know his face, for it was so badly hewn and bloody. But when he awoke he said, "O Balin, my brother, you have slain me, and I have slain you. Wherefore all the wide world shall speak of us both." Alas, for I saw your 2 swords, but you had another shield with you, and I thought you'd been another knight. "Alas," said Balin, "all that made an unhappy knight in the castle, for he caused me to leave my own shield, and now we are both destroyed. If I might live, I would destroy that castle for its ill customs in causing this." "That were well done," said Balin, "for I had never grace to depart from them since that I came hither. For ere it happed me to slay a knight that kept this island, and since I never depart, and no more would you, brother, if you had slain me, as you have." And right so there came the lady of the tower with 4 knights, and 6 ladies, and 6 yeomen under them. And there she and said, "We came both out of one tomb, that is to say, one mother's belly, and so shall we lie both in one pit." And so Balin prayed the lady of her gentleness for his true service that she would bury them both in that same place where the battle was done. And she granted it with weeping, and said it would be done richly in the best manner. Now, will you send for a priest, that we may receive our sacrament, and receive the blessed body of our Lord Jesus Christ? Yes, said the lady, it shall be done. And so she sent for a priest and gave them their rites. Now, said Balin, when we are buried in one tomb, and the mention made over us of how two brethren slew each other, there will never good knight nor good man see our tomb, but that they will pray for our souls. And so all the ladies and gentlewomen wept for pity, and anon Balin died. But Balin died not until the midnight afterwards, and then they were buried both, and the lady let make a mention of Balin, of how he was there slain by his brother's hands, but she did not know Balin's name. Poor old Balin, who he held most dear, has slain his brother by accident, and his brother, not knowing him, has slain him. Balin and Balin lay dead, just as Merlin's prophecy once foretold. In the morning came Merlin, and it was he that wrote Balin's name on the tomb with letters of gold. Here lieth Balin the Savage, that was the knight with the two swords, and he that smote the dolorous stroke. And also Merlin let make there a bed, so that there should never man lie therein, but he went out of his wit. Yet Lancelot the Lake would find that bed through his nobleness. And anon, after Balin was dead, Merlin took his sword, took off the pommel, and set on another. And so Merlin bade a knight that stood before him to take the sword, and he assured that he would not handle it. But Merlin laughed. "Why do you laugh?" said the knight. "This is the cause," said Merlin. "There shall never be a man who will handle this sword but the best knight of all the world, and that knight shall be Sir Lancelot, or else Galahad his son. And Lancelot, with this sword, Sir Gawain." All this he let write in the pommel of the sword, and then and of steel unto that island, and it was but 1/2 foot broad, and there would never a man pass the bridge, nor have the hardiness to go over it, unless he were a good man and a good knight, without treachery or villainy. And the scabbard of Balin's sword, Merlin left it on this side of the island, so that Galahad should find it. And Merlin let make by his subtlety that Balin, standing upright, as great as a millstone, and the stone so for many years, until the stream to the city of Camelot. And that same day King Arthur, and so Galahad brought with him the scabbard, and achieved the sword. And on Whitsunday he removed the sword as it is rehearsed in the book of the Holy Grail. Soon after this was done, Merlin came to King Arthur and told him of the dolorous stroke that Balin gave to King Pelham, and how Balin and Balan fought together in the marvellous battle that ever was heard of, and how they were buried both in a single tomb. Said King Arthur, "This is the greatest pity that ever I heard tell of two knights, for in this world I know not such two knights as these." And thus endeth the tale of Balin and of Balan, two brethren born in Northumberland, both good knights. And there we have it, ladies and gents. That was the end of the tale of Balin and Balan. Which, if you enjoyed that, and bearing in mind that those of you who are here, I think Kathy, you were here, weren't you, Kathy? You were here for season 2. I don't think RJ was, I don't think Darby was either. But if you'd like to hear what happens with the tale of Balin and Balan, do pop over to SimonTellsTales.com. We've got all the episodes of season 2 going live on there. I think the first 18 episodes are on there now, and this one just has to go up today, and it will be complete. Thank you so much for popping in, guys, to say hi. Thank you RJ and Kathy and Darby. There might be more of you, and there may be comments popping up, but Periscope has done its thing, where it hides all its viewers and hides the comments, so I can't see anything. But thank you anyway for coming, guys. You've been absolutely wonderful. I'm going to go pop off, start loading these to the website. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow at our usual time, 9 o'clock UK time, as we go and continue with the tale of Sir Tristram.